Hey you guys, Allee-Sutton here. Welcome back to Alleyways, or if it's your first time here, welcome to my channel. Whether you're watching on KBN or YouTube, I'm so glad you're here. For today's video, I wanted to introduce you guys to my next film project, The Perfect Race. The Perfect Race is a film about track. It's a follow-up to a film I did a couple years ago called Remember the Goal. I play the lead character, Courtney Smith Donnelly. I'm reprising that role in this film. And before we get too far, I just want to show you guys the trailer for this new film, and then I'm gonna do a quick kind of Q&A session after that. Let's roll the trailer.
Jeffrey Michaels, pleasure to meet you.
Courtney Smith Donnelly, nice to meet you too.
Something's not right with your heart, Jeff. You really should retire.
The team is just average, with the exception of Brittany Ward. She's my only athlete that can get to national. She's got a real good chance of making the podium. I'd like to recommend we bring in another coach.
All right, do you have someone in mind?
This is Coach Donnelly. She coaches cross country at Orange Hills Academy. She was Brittany's coach when she went to school there. Keisha Thompson set the NCCA record last year in the 800.
If Keisha is 4 seconds faster than Brittany, how does she ever expect to beat her?
In all honesty, she can't. It's too much time to make up. So how long have you two been dating?
About 2 years.
My girlfriend, she's trained to run like a horse.
I just hate it when he makes fun of me. We run the 4x4, and we were wondering if you might have any advice on how we could get faster.
We don't need a high school coach coming in here and making it seem like we don't know how to train our athletes.
Why'd you do that today?
Do what? So we've got 2 tasks. 1, we've got to get you 2 to 3 seconds faster. 2, we've got to get Keisha 1 to 2 seconds slower.
Coach Donnelly said she's gonna try and slow Keisha down.
What was that?
It was pouring. That's ridiculous. Why would you run in the rain?
Do you really want to know?
You take Christianity very seriously, don't you?
Yes, sir, I do.
You cheated?
No.
She won't answer the phone. When I see her on campus, she says she doesn't want to talk. What's going on?
Coach, I can't do it. It's too hard.
I want you to come in a couple days early, so plan on being here on the 16th.
Saturday's the day of the national.
I saw Keisha run the final last year. She'd have to trip and fall before anybody'd have a chance to beat her. Is that what you have in mind?
I've run a 208. She's run a 204. I'm not even close.
It certainly can't be what Coach Donnelly is hoping for.
Which is what?
Hey, you win by losing, right?
You know, I've never heard of a runner intentionally slow down so that a slower one can beat her. Have you?
No.
So how do you intend on beating her then?
I have an idea. I so hope you guys enjoyed seeing the trailer. I know I am so excited to see the film. One thing a lot of people ask me is if I get to see it before the premiere, and no, I don't. I watch it at the first premiere, which we always open to the public, and I am right now going to read you guys some dates in case you want to come see it. I know a lot of you guys have seen Remember the Goal. That's how we know each other. So the first premiere is going to be here in Nashville, October 14th at Opry Mills. I'm going to be doing a meet and greet there for an hour before the film, and I think we already have people coming from 10 different states. Now you do have to buy tickets in advance. You don't have to buy a special ticket for a meet and greet. As long as you buy a ticket to the premiere and arrive there on time, there will be a session for meet and greet for me and my fellow cast members, and we would so love to see you guys there. After that, there's October 15th in Mount Juliet, the 16th in Detroit, the 20th in Cape Coral, Florida, the 21st in Montgomery, Alabama, the 25th through the 31st in Auburn, the 26th in Pampa, Texas, the 28th in Columbus, the 11th in Foothill Ranch, California, the 12th in Peoria, Illinois, and the 13th, November 13th in Detroit, November 25th in Buford, Georgia. That's Atlanta. That's at Regal Mall of Georgia. I know a lot of my KBN people are in Georgia. And then December 2nd in Tullahoma here in Tennessee. I will put a link to the full schedule and where you can buy tickets if you would like to in the description box down below. If you guys like these films and want to support them, it is so important that you come out to a screening. I know everybody that's a part of the film really appreciates it, and we would so love to meet you in person and thank you. And I think pretty much at every screening there's going to be either myself or a cast member. So if you are going to attend, let me know in the comment section down below, and I can't wait to see you there. Okay, so I'm going to answer some of the most common questions I get about these films. The number one question I get is, what's the most difficult thing about making a film, and these films in particular? This film is my second with Dave Cristiano, the first being Remember the Goal that we talked about earlier, and I had such a great crew that made everything easier, but there's two things that are really difficult about making these films in particular, and the first is the heat. So we filmed both of these largely outdoors. I think on both of these we maybe only had 4 days at most that we shot indoors. Every other day was outside. Remember the Goal we shot in late July, August, early September, and then The Perfect Race was in July and August, so extremely hot. I think actually Remember the Goal might have been a little hotter. We had multiple days in a row on that film that were 106 degrees, and we would shoot for 12 hours. We would get there at 7 a.m. and usually wrap at 7 p.m. when we were losing light, and that was just really difficult and really exhausting. The second thing is just how many lines there are. So I'm so lucky to be able to play the character that I do. I love this character. I love hearing stories about how you guys relate to this character, but this character has a lot of dialogue, and so that means a lot of time spent for me delving into the character, rehearsing scenes, memorizing lines, and things like that. And of course, on a film, you shoot everything out of sequence, so you have to be prepared for different scenes every single day. So I tried to spend a lot of time after work preparing for the next day, and then in the morning, obviously, before we got going, in addition to the months of preparation, of course, that you do beforehand. But that was really difficult. So to counter that, the other question I get is, what's the best part of making these films? And the best part of making these films in particular is definitely the people that I get to work with. We have the best cast and the best crew, and all of us truly are like a family. And I know you hear that said a lot about different projects, but these people are just so wonderful, and I feel so blessed to be able to know them and call them my friends, and then to get to show up to work every day and work alongside your friends is not only so much fun and such a blessing, but it also gives you a sense of peace about what you're doing. You know the people that you're working with, you know that the effort that they're giving to the project, and because that you know you're working on something that's going to turn out really well and that you're going to be really proud of and proud to be a part of. And so that is definitely the best part about this. Another question that I get a lot is, how can I watch Remember the Goal? And you can, there are several ways you can watch Remember the Goal. It used to be on Amazon Prime. I don't know that it is now, but check there first. If not, you can order DVDs offline, and sales are really important still to our producers. They're counting on that to help fund future films that we want to make, which I will talk about in a little bit. Or it is also aired on a Christian network a lot. So I think the network, I'll get the network name and put it in the description box down below, but I have people all the time send me photos of where it's airing on that network, and hopefully it can air on KBN very soon. So that's how you can watch Remember the Goal if you haven't already. And do you need to watch it before The Perfect Race? No. The storylines aren't continuous from one film to the next. You can watch one without watching the other. I do think that it's better if you watch the first one so you can get introduced to some of the characters that do show up in the second film. I think it'll help you understand a lot more and really enhance the experience for you, but they are standalone. The Perfect Race is not technically a sequel. Another question that I get asked a lot is how I got involved in the projects. And I got involved in these projects, okay, we shot Remember the Goal 4 years ago. Gosh, time has really flown. So we shot that 4 years ago, but I auditioned about 4.5 years ago through my agent at the time here in Nashville. And I sent in a tape to Dave, the director, for pretty much every part except the coach. I auditioned for all of the runners, and I think maybe a teacher, a lot of tapes, and I kept hearing back from Dave saying, well, maybe try this character, try that character, try another character. And as I was auditioning, other people were getting cast as runners, and I felt like, okay, this project is probably passed me by at this point. And then Dave reached out and said, I've cast my other runners and the girls are all, you know, between 15 to 18. And at the time I was 24 or 25 and definitely looked older than everybody else. And so he said, I think that we can't cast you as a runner, but how about we try you out as our coach? And I had heard that the coach was written for a man. The original script, the coach was written for a man. I think he was considering Sean Astin for this character in particular. And I ended up reading, and Dave called me back and let me know that I got the part. And so that is how I got involved. And I think that I got the part about 2 months before we started filming, and I met all the cast at a table read that we did a month before filming, and I love those girls so much. Sydney and Mackenzie and Quinn and Margaret and Jayla, those are my little chicks. I was the mother hen. We had so much fun making that film, and I can't wait to see them all at this next premiere. Dave approached me while we were still making the first movie about the idea of doing a second film, and I was so excited about that. And then even before we started making the second film, let me know that he had written a third film, which he's still working on writing now. I don't know how much I'm allowed to tell, so I don't want to get in trouble, so I won't say too much here. But if you come to one of the premieres, Dave will be there, and he'll definitely be talking about those projects, and you'll be able to hear about what he has in mind for that there. I'm really, really excited. I can't wait to make that announcement, so stay tuned for that. If you guys have any other questions about the film or the process or how you can get involved, please drop those down in the comments section down below. I try and be really interactive on my YouTube channel answering comments. If you're watching on KBN, head over to YouTube and search Official Alleyways. That's ALLEEWAYS to find my channel. Another question I get asked a lot is, do I watch my own projects? And yes, I do watch the work that I do. I think it's an important part of critiquing your work and growing as an actor. Do I like watching my own work? No, not really. I think that like everybody else, like everybody is, you're very critical of yourself. And whenever I watch my work, of course, I always look at the things I could have done better or wish I would have done differently. And like I said, I do think that's an important part of the process. It is a painful part of the process. And it is a weird experience. So Remember the Goal was the first time that I had a film in theaters that I was the lead character in. And it was a very bizarre experience. So that film, like this one, I saw it for the first time with everybody else in the theater with 500 people. And I didn't know what to expect. It had been a year since we finished filming the project, and you know, life kind of moves on and you forget a little bit, you know, about, I don't know, not the plot necessarily, but kind of like just what to expect, I guess. So I didn't know what to expect, and I was so nervous, and I remember my palms being really sweaty and my heart racing the entire premiere. And the first time watching that film, it didn't really register with me what I necessarily thought about the film, because it was just kind of shocking for me, the whole experience was. So I don't know how I'll feel this time. Maybe I'll feel the same way. Maybe I'll be a little more used to it. I don't know. I'll report back on that. That's another question I get asked a lot. Sorry if this video is a little different or weird. I haven't done a Q&A on my channel before, and that's mostly because I don't really like talking about myself. I'm fine to talk about other things that we're vlogging about, but yeah, if I'm a little uncomfortable or slow or not making much sense, that's why. But thank you guys for watching this video. I'm sorry it's a little shorter. It has been crazy around here. I'm gonna have a lot more content coming out for you guys really soon, and hopefully seeing you guys at some of these premieres, screenings, and showings. Thank you for supporting this channel. Thank you for supporting these films. We love you and we appreciate it so much. Let me know what you guys want to see here next on Alleyways, and any questions you guys have about the film or any of these premieres, and I'll see you next time.